So kind of amusing to think about now. But yeah, I mean that was like the first time. And I mean I did the same thing when we had the IED. Just kind of laughed and was kind of shocked. Like, whoa, what was that? I don't know. So like I said, there was no major battles or anything like that. I mean there was just isolated incidents. Indirect fire, like them dropping mortars on us, or a sniper taking pot shots at us, or you know, like the kid throwing a hand grenade. Yeah. Just little things like that over the span of time. There's no real time where I was like, all right, this dude's shooting at me. I'm gonna shoot at him. I hope I get him first. It never happened because 9 out of 10 times, you didn't see the guy that was shooting at you. You didn't see the guy that was pulling the trigger, and for all we know, the same guy we were giving water and food to in the daytime at night was putting bombs on the road. So
yeah,
it was really, I'm not gonna lie, it was really frustrating.
I bet.
Real frustrating.
What did the military teach you as a person?
To be self-reliant, to not feel sorry for myself, like I see a lot of people doing. It really taught me to just be a man. I mean, my father, I give him a lot of credit for that too, but told me to be accountable for the stuff that I do, and to understand that even the littlest actions can sometimes have the biggest repercussions. Mm-hmm. And taught me to be on time, don't be late, just instill a lot of professional values that I don't think you get in the normal civilian world. It's just because in the military you don't have a choice. Like, you're going to get these values instilled in you, or you're not going to have a very comfortable or fun time until you do. So at the same time, though, it taught me to, as much as it taught me to be, to conform to the norms of regimented lifestyle, it also taught me to question stuff more, and to look at the bigger picture, and to realize there's a right side and there's a left side to a story, and there's always what actually happened, and to just keep an open. And actually, I mean, it sounds ridiculous to say that I joined the Marine Corps, and it actually taught me to have a more open mind, because it tends to have the reverse effect on most people. And it ultimately taught me to appreciate the little things. It taught me to value my family, and value just being alive and having all 10 fingers and 10 toes and both legs at work. I mean, I guess, yeah. I think that's about it.
How was your life? No, never mind. Sorry, we already asked that. What was the biggest challenge of returning to civilian life?
Oh, man. For me personally, it was realizing that I wasn't in a war zone anymore, and when you drive in a war zone, that's one of the things. Like, when you drive in a war zone, it's like everyone moves away for you. Like, mm-hmm. you're running stuff over. You hitting parked cars sometimes. Like, and it's like whatever. It's literally the Wild West. Like, going as fast as you want. So coming home, it's like when I first started driving again. If I saw like a pile of trash on the road, sometimes I like swerve out of the way just out of instinct, because they'd hide IEDs like trash piles and mm-hmm. Dead animal carcasses. Like, they're really really smart how they do it. And so I remember there's a few times I was driving up in Brookline, and they were doing construction, and it reminded me, like, all the buildings were kind of like not collapsed, but being worked on. And for some reason at night, it reminded me of the same intersection in Fallujah that I drove by one time, and it kind of tweaked me out a little bit for like a split second, and I almost had to pull over and just stop and just like calm down. But so little things like that at first, but I guess, coping, making sure that I didn't drink too much, because I saw a lot of my buddies, had problems. A lot of guys in the unit here, but hey, this guy just got a DUI. This guy just got drunk and got in a fight and almost killed some guy, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Being at home by myself, there's definitely a few nights where I definitely drank a little bit more than I should have. You know what I mean? But you catch it early and you're cognizant of it. It's like, all right, don't let this become a habit, and so that struggle with alcohol a little bit. I'm trying to think. My friends, I mean, a lot of the kids that I went to high school with that I was really close to, when I came home, for one reason or another, there was no like verbal arguments or anything like that, but I could just tell by the way they looked at me, like it was different, like things were different, and I'm still friendly with them today, but I don't hang out with them for some reason. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know whether it was just a lack of commonality with me anymore, or the fact that I was different, or the fact maybe they changed. You know what I mean? Maybe they went to school and changed. But sorry, I should shut that off. maintaining the relationships that I went into the war with, they didn't come out the same.
Yeah.
And I had a girlfriend at the time that I dated in high school, dated on and off, and we kind of started dating again right before I left, and just being away for so long complicated everything. It was like, we eventually, I wrote her a letter. I was like, listen, you got to do what you got to do. I got to do what I got to do, like breaking up with her. And so that didn't survive. I guess, yeah, maintaining the relationships that I had before the war, it was definitely it was definitely hard to maintain them afterwards, just because everything was different. I mean, that is literally, like, when I look back at my life, that is definitely like the apex of changing, like, turning point. You know what I mean? It was like the quintessential thing that I've done in my life. And coming back and knowing that I went to a military academy, coming back and knowing that I still had 3 years left there, it kind of sucked. And so I was just really anxious to get my life on a roll and get going with school and get it done. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. No problem, guys.
Thank you very much.